Hey Space Watchers, and welcome back from Paris, from the World Space Business Week. It is day number 4 today, and it's the first day of the summit of the Earth observation business. And in a good tradition, Annekatrien Debien, hope I pronounced it correctly, is giving us an overview of the Earth observation market from the last year and the trends. And so she did this year, and I had the pleasure to listen to that, and now I have the honor to have her here in this interview. Annekatrien, how are you doing today?
I'm doing well, Torsten. Thank you very much for inviting me.
My pleasure, my pleasure. It's a great overview, and I'm really looking forward to this specific moment out of this vast of information that we are fed here over the last days. So well done. So let's drill it a bit down. So one of the most defining trends reshaping the global Earth observation ecosystem today, so from technologies to geopolitics to market demands, what would these trends be? How would you describe those trends?
Yeah. Well, I think overall, defense is the main driver at the moment for the entire space sector, and Earth observation in particular. The defense sector is looking for more high-quality data, premium products such as advanced sensors, higher revisit rates. They're looking at establishing multi-sensor, multi-payload satellites. And then as far as that is concerned, that's then also enabled by AI, which is becoming more and more of a tool or to make decisions happen and to automate the entire value chain.
Okay, okay. So, I mean, you pointed into this direction already. So in your presentation, you highlighted a shift from these siloed satellite systems towards interoperability architecture and, again, end-to-end solutions. So how close are we in this realm?
Yeah.
Because, I mean, interoperability is out there for the last 20 years, and still the access to data, to Earth observation data, you need a specific knowledge. Yeah, we're far away from, hey, ChatGPT, tell me what's going on here based on this data. So where are we on that?
So I think we're closer than it might seem, especially when we're looking at the data and the services. Because of the rise of AI, we can actually do already quite a bit on making sure that there's different types of data that work together, that we can set up systems, automated systems that allow for certain sensors to be triggered based on an environment change, for example. And on the other hand, I think on the hardware side, there will also be a push for interoperability. Yeah. Being able to quickly build new satellites will require more standardization, less differentiation between different primes.
I was about to ask, the standards, as you mentioned. So are they existing already, or are these industry agreement standards on that level? So, I mean, because this industry, especially as parts of the industry, is moving that fast, especially now. Other standards are coming along with that?
That is something that is still in the very early stages, I believe. But being able to define those standards for components for satellites, for example, will be crucial in order to be able to build new satellites quickly, and especially if you need to serve defense customers and things happen and they quickly need to have new satellites, it will be something that is something that we will need to have in any case.
What is a quick or a fast need to use satellites? You said when the militaries come and say, hey, we need these capabilities. How fast is fast today? I mean, we are away from this 10, 15 years lead time. Yeah. So, I mean, we literally don't have the time. So, but how fast is realistic today?
I think ideally, in order to support our critical infrastructure, we would need to look at the next 2 years in order to get things rolling. I'm not sure that, especially in Europe, that we are moving that fast, but 2 to 5 years, I would say.
It's an interesting observation, because I would say from a German point of view, and seeing what the German government is putting on the table at the moment, there's a demand for a really faster response in getting systems done, at least to get it kicked off, because we have to be war ready by 2029, according to our minister. So, and that requires obviously and also the hardware. So, good. The other thing that you mentioned was the real-time and insight-driven services, and we alluded to that a bit. So, how is that evolution changing who holds the power? So, from the cloud provider, the AWSs of the world, or Microsoft, to the AI provider.
Yeah. Well, I think it's fascinating the way the Earth observation industry has been changing the last decade, where in the past you really had like one service provider or one data provider, and they had their own systems. And then with the rise of the cloud, the Copernicus Dias in Europe, that you finally had a very easy way to access satellite imagery that didn't require you to know who was providing it, or and then nowadays more and more that, you know, when we moved towards cloud, it was already the cloud providers, the AWS, Creodias, that actually holds more power, because they are the ones who have the expertise and also are able to reach target users outside of the usual suspects. And then now with AI, we can go one step further and really make it easier for users to ask questions. There's large language models that are being developed in order to be able to say, like, okay, I have a question about climate change or about security. And you pose a question, and then in the back end, it'll get the information from the satellite imagery. But also more and more for automating things like tasking, like monitoring certain events, for example. That is also.
Here's the question: so, who really holds the power then? I mean, I can use an AI system, but do I control it? So, or how encapsulate it will it be then in my own environment? So, but the question is here, how easy we will have these services available, and at what price?
Well, I guess we'll see.
What is your outlook for the next 12 months before we see you again here on stage in Paris for the next overview? So, where are we trending? What is the cool stuff to follow? AI, more of it, or I mean, are we continuing this trend where we are, or is it something that is on the horizon where you say, hey, get us something to follow? That's very interesting. I mean, you had this chart with like a snake showing what comes up the road. Maybe you can give us some ideas in that direction.
I think in that sense, it goes back to the interoperability and understanding the connections between different types of sensors, including non-Earth observation sensors, and how AI can then support in really, extracting information and making decisions for us.
Great. Annekatrien, thank you very much for your insights and the recap of your presentation.
Thank you.
And with that, SpaceWatch out.